special operations. Дома на ножках, такая тема. Не знаю. Пусть дома стоят на платформе, а не на ножках. Чего их на ножки ставить? Пусть дома летают вообще. Что у нас еще дальше будет? What up with your visuals, Pioneer Works? We're gonna talk. Call up New York City. Let's see the calendar. You know what I mean? Get the slabs.
Uranus and Mars, and when we combine these three energies, these three archetypes symbolize that masculine fire dynamic warrior energy of Mars, combined with the Prometheus, the intelligent, scientific, but also erratic, unpredictable, and extreme, that changes and shifts of what the north node of the moon has to do with the emotional, the moon body, and this is the future evolutionary path, is the north node of the moon. So the three of these coming together, which does not occur often, right? It signifies sudden, rapid breakthroughs. So there will be a breakthrough, there will be an awakening, there could be a shock, but it is a revelation of truth that will be seen, and so this will probably uncover, this can maybe be having something to do with the CERN. Yes, there can be scientific breakthroughs, but then there can also be political and social upheaval, and because Uranus is the planet of revolution, and wanting to rebel against the status quo and the consensus. There would be something that I could bring forward, but it's a rather lengthy explanation of the archetypes and the evolutionary stages that I think Matthias was really referring to and sharing in his own way, that would complement. But I know it's nearing our time. I don't know if you can stay longer with us, Matthias, or...
Well, I have a new appointment at 5:30 my time. I will have to leave you, but I liked it very much, Kaypacha, and thank you for moderating this, Misha. I liked it very much. I always like to talk to people who take a different perspective, but with whom there is enough resonance to be able to really share ideas and to open up each other's minds in this way. So thank you very much for that.
Yes.
Thank you for your time, Matthias.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Okay, I hope to see you again or talk to you again sometime.
Likewise. We will see each other again.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Can I ask another question?
Yeah, sure. I have also another question for Kaypacha we can round up. But do that question first.
What is the timing you refer to, Kaypacha, for the resulting effects of the current mass formation?
Timing question.
Yes, well, I mean, this is a little tricky. I think I want to share my screen. I want to go in with an explanation and I'll come back to that through this explanation, because in some ways I feel that there's a little bit of a separation. I don't want to call it a judgment day, but there's a certain group of folks that are going to move one direction, and there's another group of folks that's going to move a different direction.
You see?
Yeah, and so there will be this somewhat a division that hopefully will be a reunification farther down the road, but we just want to kind of understand that we're at a tipping point right now, and if you have time, I'm certainly willing to go through some more explanation here.
We planned this time until 6 o'clock, so let's do it.
So I'll just share my screen with you and go back to, actually what I had up here before.
Nice.
And because this is both for an individual that is reincarnating through lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. This is what I call the school of planet Earth. This is the soul's journey through the Earth plane that requires multiple lifetimes, and what should be actually in bold is depending upon the free will choices made in those lifetimes. There are different people making different choices as we are sharing today. There are people making choices, and these free will choices, this is what is so phenomenal about planet Earth, about the third dimension, about separation, about the logic, rational intelligence that Matthias is speaking of, is that we are allowed to deviate. We are allowed to devolve. We are allowed to slow down, speed up, go left, go right, go with the flow, go against the flow, evolve, resist evolution. We have these opportunities, and we find ourselves, we know ourselves, we reveal ourselves to ourselves through the consequences of our choices. And so this happens also collectively. So what we can say is, you can see these little arrows down here at the bottom. When we come into this third dimensional Earth experience, 3/4 of any given population on planet Earth are in what we call the consensus stage of evolution, stage 1. It starts out as workers. After hundreds of lifetimes, they become managers. After hundreds of lifetimes, they become owners. And let's go up to the very tippy top over here, because these are, right, your CEOs of corporations, and these are your Davos billionaires, and these are your Hollywood movie stars, and these are the owners of the New York Times, and these are the United Nations folks. These are the owners of the pharmaceutical companies. This is all looking very much at Saturn, physical, conscious, material world. The empirical world that Matthias was speaking about, that lives in separation. It does not have to do with spiritual powers as much as random forces. And there's an illusion that these can be figured out or understood and create a sense of meaning, fulfillment, purpose, and ultimate harmony or transcendence. But it doesn't, because it's only stage 1. So what we get into this situation here is at some point after some lifetime, and we could say maybe even collectively, we could be hitting the end of stage 1 collectively. You see, over thousands and thousands of years, we are now breaking through into the individuated state. Uranus. Yes, and what he speaks of, that Matthias was speaking of, how important it is, how our thinking, and how science, and how everything that we have come, to understand, this is breaking away like he has broken away. We could say that, Matthias himself is in the individuated stage of evolution. It starts out with the rebel. This is 20%. This is 1 in 5 people break out of. They're not going to follow external authority. They're going to follow and trust their own internal experience. Become the author of their own life. You heard Matthias speak, that he had, not a voice inside him, but something told him that, the way that they were, doing their studies and doing their research was not accurate. It was not right. And he went to his colleagues. His colleagues are in the consensus, right? And he deviated, he broke out, he individuated away from his colleagues. Because his colleagues are the owners of the institutions, and they're the professors at the universities that are keeping people and educating people, from this Saturnian physical worldview. And like you said, this leads to death. So there comes a point, there comes a lifetime, there comes a period of history that may be on the horizon, where we see that there is more involved in life than random forces, that there is love, there is spirit, there is irrational, illogical, emotional powers at play that give us our humanity, that give us meaning and purpose and connection.
Красиво, да?
So this breaking free, this breaking out leads to first a rebellion. And we can say the first stage of this is anger. I've been lied to. I've been deceived. I've been told that this little pill is going to save me, or this little vaccine is going to save me, or this religion is going to save me, or this government is going to save me, blah, 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 that some external authority is going to solve my problems, right? So this is a big wake up, and there's this anger. But then the rebel becomes the artist, the entrepreneur. We could say entrepreneur is the creator. You get in touch with your individual creativity. And through our individual creativity, we get in touch with our unique genius. Here's Max Planck. Matthias spoke of Max Planck. He spoke of Bohr, right? We speak of Einstein, Da Vinci. We speak of these geniuses that have brought the mind as far as the mind can go. Understanding, yes, the whole reasoning, this is the intellectual genius.
Nice.
Symbolized by the planet Uranus in astrology, the ruler of Aquarius, the age of Aquarius that we are now entering, that Pluto in 2023, next year, Pluto enters the age of Aquarius. Pluto is the force of evolution. You will be in this age of Aquarius working with these Uranian forces, these very powerful, intellectual, scientific, artificial intelligence, whatever you will do. This is all going to intensify from 2023 to 2024. Pluto will evolve through this age of Aquarius for the next 20 years until 2044.
Sorry to interrupt you, Kapacha. In an interview that we did before for Restory, you told this time right now is like
Точно по одной продавать камешки маленькие.
Yes. I liken Uranus to the hairdryer in the bathtub. In astrology, Uranus rules the nervous system. Yes, it has to do with the nervous system. And it also has to do with sudden, traumatic, shocking events that awaken us.
Держи больше. Царелазурит 36.
That can be aha. I should have known that all along. How wonderful. Now I see things that I never saw before that bring it all together and help me make sense of my life and myself and my history and
Нормальные цены уже идут, да? Смотри, горный хрусталь 139, 2 евро пока что.
Aha moments that break the illusion, the Wetiko. You have been lied to. You have been deceiving yourself. You have been deluding yourself. You've been telling yourself, falsehoods. in order to belong to your family, or in order to, follow what the government says, or in order to belong to, this religion or this guru or this, community. Yeah, we tell ourselves things to maintain relationships,
Градонит.
to give ourselves a sense of meaning, but sometimes
Нет,
these
дорогие,
are
пейте
false,
чай.
inaccurate
Сами
sense of
пейте чай.
meaning.
Мы тут
And we
кристаллы
have a
смотрим.
false
Йоу, ребят,
identity
уходите.
and a false sense of purpose. And this is the process of disillusionment.
Пожалуйста, get out.
And this disillusionment even leads us out of our mind